Morning everybody. So I thought I'd just do a little video on what I brought back to New Zealand, plus a couple of bits and pieces that I've sort of found I've been poking through over here of some of the tools I've had. Like, I need to have a bit more of a look at my toolbox, but I thought I was coming out here and I said, I'll sit some stuff on the bench, but there's no spare bench out here. Old man's got it pretty full. He really needs like another little workbench that he can just do stuff on. So when we go into this next 4-week quarantine after tonight, and my parents are back, I might see if Dad wants to build like a little workbench we can use out here for actually just doing stuff instead of trying to clear this, like you could do with another little bloody workbench, even if it was just something small in there that you can actually work on something instead of trying to, use spaces like that. That's hard. But anyway, I'll just show you what I've brought back. I just actually did a video, but for some reason, I don't know why my phone keeps splitting the videos up into pieces. I don't know if my memory card's playing up or what it's doing, but so I just flipped over to internal memory. So anyway, so this blue spray gun is one I've had here for quite a while. It's a Well-Made brand. It's quite a good gun, 1.4 there, if you can see that. I've used that to spray a few things, but not a lot. That's my air sander that I had over here. That was over $100, I think, from memory. Can't remember exactly. That's way heavier than that one I had in Australia. I think that was about $80 or $70 or $80 there a few years ago. So I bought back my DeVilva spray gun, my A&I, one that I bought, my right angle die grinder, straight die grinder. Notice me headlamp that I bought back is not working, but I'll have to have a look at the batteries. I might have taken the batteries out of it, I might have turned them around, I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at that. So yeah, that straight die grinder. Bought back this little torch. It's actually a, it's not super bright, but it's reasonable. Handy in tight spots, but it's a USB charge one, so handy every now and again. Bought back those 4 magnets. That's a viscosity cup for checking the thickness of paint when you're getting ready to spray. So you mix your mixture up with whatever, your 2-pack and your hardener and all that sort of stuff, and you run it through that, and you count the amount of seconds it takes to flow through, and then you've got your mixture right. I've never actually used it yet because I've been always going to use it when I'm going to be doing, painting some reasonably expensive paint, but I've never got around to using it. A few tools for the air guns, for the spray guns, say. It's just some rags wrapped around some shit. I bought that one dolly because that was sort of the best of those dollies that, and amongst that stuff, a torque wrench for setting bands on transers, and that's a socket for setting ones on 727s and 904s, stuff like that in the Chrysler transers. I bought back that one slapper, and some of the heads I made, and some of the other ones I pulled off, and a couple of spare chucks for that straight die grinder for putting those little small bits in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and a couple of hammer wedges that I had left over, so when I make some handles up for these eventually, depending on what happens over the next few weeks, yeah, I got them to put handles in. I think I made some, there's a couple of loose floating ones in there too, so yeah, that's pretty much what I bought back. At some point I'll do a video on some of the stuff in the toolbox too. I'll need to go over there and have a bit of a look and just hunt out some stuff for you that might be interesting. So yeah, so hopefully we with this 4-week total lockdown here in New Zealand, all we can do is go to the grocery store and stuff like that, unless your job's an essential service, like like either a policeman or a doctor or somebody that's working in a grocery store or something like that. Basically everybody else has got to be at home. We can go out and walk your, go for a walk somewhere, but you're basically not allowed to leave our sort of local area too much. Yeah, to try and knock this bloody bug on the head in New Zealand. We've been lucky it hasn't sort of escalated crazy out of hand, but I think they want to get it before it does. Like some of these other countries, losing, it's a few hundred people a day, to death because of it. So, yeah, they're just going to try and nip it in the bud before it gets out of hand. So, yeah, can't really tell you much else at the moment. Bit of a pain in the arse. I haven't got decent Wi-Fi yet, but when my parents come back tonight, I might actually load some videos. I've got a couple more bits and pieces to put up. I've got one of the Jag. I did a quick one of the Jag the other day. I put that Triumph up, Dad's Triumph. What else can I tell you? It's in a 1911 Triumph. If that was a bit more accessible, I'd show you a bit around about that, but I might be able to do that at some other point. That's a little step through. It's a Puch, I think that's how they pronounce it. I'm not sure whether it's French or whatever, but yeah, it's a little step through. It's actually quite quick when it's running. That's just a side chair, obviously, for the Triumph. It's a 37 Nash sedan that Dad's had for years and never done anything with. I can't even remember the last time that would have been on the road, years ago. And it's Dad's 28 or 29 Rugby, whatever it is. Rugby Star, which is like a Durant or a Continental, depending on what part of the world you're in. So yeah, he has had other vehicles here years ago. Oh, there's other stuff over in the container, but it's not worth talking about what's in there in the meantime. So yeah, that's my toolbox, obviously, because it's got Mopar in it. And those two sets of drawers were full of stuff. I think there's a bit of stuff in that one. That one's pretty much empty. So yeah, and I've got heaps of shit upstairs in the mezzanine. Yeah, my parents went to Sturgis back in 2014. So, for you guys in the States. So yeah, I'd definitely like to go that. And I know it's not really close to Big Falls, but it's fairly, like it's within, decent distance, without getting too far out of hand, so that'd be pretty cool to go to that. It's one of those things that's sort of on the bucket list. So yeah, I'll try and do some more videos over the next few days. There's a few interesting tools to look at around here. The old lathe, I think that's over 100 years old now. So yeah, Dad's had that for years and years and years, but only finally got it set up in here. So Dad had somewhere to set it up. So yeah. Alright guys, cheers.